It's impossible not to feel sympathy for Ms. Paul in this very sad situation. A brain aneurysm is a blockage in a blood vessel in the brain which causes a swelling. If the aneurysm bursts, it can be extraordinarily dangerous, causing death or severe disability. Ms. Paul's sister had died in her 30s in 1989 from a brain aneurysm, and when Ms. Paul herself began to show symptoms in 2003, she went straight to Dr. Cooke. He had scans done, and those scans did in fact show a brain aneurysm, but he negligently failed to advise her of the aneurysm. As a result, her brain aneurysm was not diagnosed for a further 3 years until 2006. It was decided to operate, and unfortunately during the operation, without any negligence on the part of the surgeons, the aneurysm burst and Ms. Paul was left severely disabled. She sued the original doctor for negligence because he had failed to diagnose the aneurysm in the first place. Now, there's no real doubt that there was negligence in the situation. Clearly, Dr. Cooke had a responsibility to diagnose competently, and it seems even he acknowledges that he failed in that duty. The question in this case, however, was whether his failure to diagnose in 2003 caused harm to her in 2006. Justice of Appeal Leeming said, Ms. Paul said that Dr. Cooke's negligence created the risk of spontaneous rupture. That is true in the loose sense that his negligence created the risk that the aneurysm, which otherwise would have been treated in 2003, might, while it was left untreated, rupture spontaneously in 2004 or 2005. However, as the primary judge observed, on no view did Dr. Cooke's negligence create the risk of intraoperative rupture. In other words, Dr. Cooke's negligence exposed Ms. Paul to the risk for 3 years that her aneurysm might have spontaneously ruptured, but it did not. The harm to her was caused by an unavoidable risk associated with very dangerous surgery, and that risk would have been essentially the same whether the procedure had been conducted in 2003 or 2006. From this case, we learn that it is crucial to consider the scope of liability for negligence. Even if a person is negligent, and even if their negligence is part of the story of the injury, it may not be the case that the negligence caused the injury.